Welcome to the Spunky Spirit Podcast. I'm your host, Psychic Medium Carrie Muggs. This is where we learn all things spirit, everything from spiritual gifts, awakenings, ghosts, aliens, and starseeds. Nothing is untouchable, but always fun and spunky. I am honored to be on this spiritual journey with you, so make sure you hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Hello. Okay, guys, Spunksters. So today is a couple of things are going on. There's actually a lot of things going on today. Today is May 5th, Friday, May 5th, and there's no way I could do a podcast without acknowledging that we have some very important things going on today. We have a full moon, plus an eclipse, plus Mercury retrograde. So I'm going to say straight out, my strong point is not astrology. I am a medium and I focus on giving messages to you from your past loved ones. However, this is, and it's part of spirit. It's part of energy. I'm really big into all the energy stuff, and I do find this stuff fascinating, and I know that a lot of my listeners do too. So I am just saying, I might not be perfect about what I talked to you about today, and it might not be exactly right, but from my research and everything, this is what I am getting to bring to you, because today the energy's been crazy, and I don't know about you, but this week's been nuts. And I usually don't give power to Mercury retrograde because I don't want people to think that it's a bad thing. It's just an energy shift. It really is. But Mercury does cause, I'm going to kind of explain what a full moon does, what an eclipse does, and Mercury retrograde, and then it combines all of that energy. So Mercury started retrograding about Friday, April 21st, and it's going to go till Sunday, May 14th. And so what happens in Mercury retrograde is it spins, or looks like it's spinning backwards. So, and since Mercury is about all of our communication and travel and exchange of money, so when it goes in reverse, things like that, anything that has to do with communication, travel, and exchange of money can go a little haywire. So this is when things get mixed up, computers die, some money's lost. It's just kind of sort of sparks some chaos. And sometimes they say when you do an ignorance is bliss kind of thing with Mercury retrograde, it just makes it worse. I do notice that I'm a little bit more less patient. I hurry faster. I drop things. Things don't work out the way I want to, like with certain, like I could be in a hurry and making my drink for the day and it spills. I do notice that my energy is a little bit preoccupied when there's a Mercury retrograde. So it kind of sort of causes a little bit of chaos. And sometimes you just need to take a little break. And it also depends on what your sign is, how it affects you sometimes. So there was an article I read that Mercury retrograde can affect different signs different ways. And for me, it just makes me a little bit more impatient. A little more fast at things. I try and get things done, which makes it worse because I'm in a hurry. And so it's kind of makes it crazy. So in a literal sense, NASA calls this apparent retrograde motion. So it kind of appears that way. So all the planets go around the sun at different speeds, and it takes the planet Earth. I know some of you don't like the science stuff, but that's okay. It takes the planet Earth about 365 days. Planet Earth to go around the sun, right? All the planets go around the sun at different speeds, and it takes the planet Earth 365 days. So it takes Mercury only 59 days to go around the sun, and every time Mercury passes us, it will appear to go backwards. So if you're like a lot of people and you kind of find that hard to visualize, then it just it just kind of makes it look like, so when it passes us, it makes it look like it's going in reverse, which makes everything go in an opposite direction. It gives us an energy feel of being reversed. That's why it impacts people's astrology, because the moon and the planets do affect our energy. They do. I don't care who you are. You can't deny it. That's just what happens. So Mercury is actually the Roman name for the god Hermes, and who was known for like being clever and mischievous and being, and also like delivering messages. So that's why Mercury rules the communication and things like that. And communication is important, especially like through emails and things like that. So sometimes that's why text messaging is hard, because you can take it the wrong way. Emails are hard. And so during Mercury retrograde, it's probably best that you talk to people person to person, and maybe buy and sell your goods person to person, because that's the money exchange too. So you can still, because you don't want to like get that, you know how text messages can make it sound like it's worse than it is and things like that. So when Mercury is going backwards, it's not operating the way it normally does. And so everything requires more time, like I just said, and more effort. I get impatient for some reason and want things to go faster. So I try to make them go faster, which then it makes me mess up, and then it doesn't come out right. So that's what the Mercury retrograde is. And plus, you add that to our full moon right now. And I have been feeling Mercury retrograde this week. So it has been kind of crazy, all this stuff together. So this month is the flower moon because of May's flowers. And it is full of energy too. It heightens our senses. And so this time, so if you get heightened senses, plus you get the eclipse, which I'm also going to talk about, and you get Mercury retrograde, it's kind of going to be super chaotic. So this is kind of like a chaotic time. So rest if you need to. Do things in slow motion. Nurture your system. Do lots of salt baths. Salt kind of clears the energy, clears things. So when these happenings happen, so I'm going to kind of talk about a little bit exactly what eclipses are too. Not the science part of it, because I think that every time I bring up the science part of it, it kind of bores people. But the eclipse is a moon eclipse. This is an energy where we become really closed. So I think everybody knows what an eclipse is. It's kind of like when the earth is in alignment with the moon and the sun, and it kind of like fades it out. And I have seen an eclipse a few years ago. It was the most spiritual thing I've ever, like, to be able to see that and deny the spiritual energy is just unreal. And I made eclipse water and everything. It was just the most amazing experience. And so we add the full moon energy, which I do have some other podcast episodes about full moon energy, and we can't deny the full moon energy. It controls the oceans, and people, teachers and emergency care workers all have seen the way people act different during full moons. And I have a whole podcast on why that energy is different. Lots of people like to do full moon ceremonies because the energy is different. It's kind of, most full moons are like a time when you let go of things that aren't working for you and you enter in. It's like a new beginning. It's like a new start, and you bring in things that are, or you set intentions for things that you want to accomplish. So now the eclipse got some different energies with it too. This is when we become closer to ourselves, because like the elements of the sky become closer, we become closer. So we become closer to our subconsciousness or our higher selves. And so when we do this, because I've always said spiritual work is an inside job, it's not an outside job. So when that becomes closer, or we become closer to that, it can bring up things that we still need to process. It can bring up shadow work, which is kind of symbolic because eclipses cause that shadowy effect. And Mercury retrograde also has a shadow. But it can also give us the energy that we need to process whatever comes up. So whatever comes up for us that we need to deal with or we need to process, not only will it bring it up, but it'll bring up the energy that we need to process it. So it doesn't just be like, here's this you need to work on, and okay, good luck with that. It also says, but here's the energy that I'm going to give you. And sometimes you need that chaotic energy to deal with some of your shadow work, right? Some of that. So I think that that's relatively important. And it can also give us, it's a great time to process and release what no longer serves you. So if you are doing things, if you want to change up your business, or you want to change up your relationship, or you want to change up just your life, you need to take a look at what's going on in your life and release what is no longer serving you. And this is a great time to create boundaries. This is a great time to create boundaries. And I just love the reason why I want to talk about this today, because it's such a magical day. Honestly, it's such a magical day with all three of these things going on that you can pretty much create whatever you want. You can use this energy to create whatever you want. So, but your emotions will be chaotic. So pay attention to those. Try and, process that. Try and keep them. But here's the thing. If you're aware that your emotions are going to be chaotic, then that is like half the battle, right? If you know, okay, my emotions are going to be chaotic. My emotions were super chaotic this week, and I didn't really realize what was going on. You think that I would, until yesterday, that all three of these things were going on at the same time. Retrograde, full moon, and eclipse, which is crazy, chaotic, but good. And that's the thing. It's like Mercury retrograde. It's your intention. Don't be ignorantly bliss about. Just kind of focus on, okay, if you know today's going to be hard, then, or the next couple of days, luckily it's a weekend. So maybe you can plan for that, or take lots of Epsom salt baths, make sure you ground a lot. And, despite its reputation, Mercury retrograde is really a good chance to practice inner peace and what's going on, and it shows us what's going on around us and what's not working for us. And you put that with the full moon, and you put that with the eclipse, and it's just that much more powerful. So what I'm telling you is all these things that, it can be chaotic, it can feel chaotic, things can be very, very lots of stuff going on. You can feel a little bit overwhelmed, but you can also harness this energy to create something completely magical. Retrograde is also a time to accept things and change without fear, and also to try to be really careful about judgment in retrograde. I have noticed that during retrograde, I have to really watch that, because I can become a little bit more judgmental, and I don't mean to. I try not to do that, but you can see things and be like, oh, I wouldn't do that. So try and really watch that too. And also retrograde, because it is going backwards, retrograde is a really good time that old lovers or old friends or old acquaintances can re-show back up into your lives. And when your energy is so crazy, it can cause some chaos. So, and I don't know if you guys ever follow Marvel, but if you ever watched The Scarlet Witch, and she has a magic called chaos magic, and I love it. I love it because it's you can tame it. Marvel doesn't think that you can, and they you can't tame. But I believe, I was just thinking about this today when I was writing this podcast. Chaos magic is the strongest magic. And if you have this full moon, and you have the eclipse, and you have the retrograde, and it's going to seem chaotic, it is the most powerful energy. And if you can harness that and use it to your best ability, I think that's so awesome. That's just, so today is going to be a day where I want to plan what my intentions are for the future. I want to, and maybe even do a little bit of a ceremony, or a little bit of a, write a little bit of a spell poem, because words have meaning, and that's why they're called spells, because they can create things. So just little tiny things that you want to do today and harness that magic is going to be awesome. So I would do, if I were you, I would do a ceremony of some type today. And it doesn't have to be a big one. It can be something super small. It could be that you grab some wish paper or a piece of paper and you write all of the things that you want to let go of, and you start it on fire, and then you get another piece of paper and you write down all your intentions of what you want to happen in the future, or what your intentions are, or what you want to create. And if I were you too, it's just kind of fun. I would make the things that you want to create have a little rhyme to them and just kind of say it out loud. Don't just write it, just say it out loud. And you can light a candle when you do this. You can be in an Epsom salt bath when you do this. You can make some sort of kind of fun altar when you do this. You can get herbs or spices and mix them together when you do this. You can do whatever you want. You can create this however you want to do, because you are the one who is going to harness that magic. And don't let it scare you. A lot of people, might be like, oh my gosh, it's going to be crazy. And it kind of is. It's a crazy kind of chaotic energy. But if you know it's coming and you can harness that, and you can have intentions for it and move the intentions through it, that would be better. I just know lots of people are going through frequency raises like this. Now, if you're having these symptoms, please see a doctor too. But if you're also, it could just know that sometimes it could be because of this frequency raise in this chaos. But headaches, nausea, dizziness, all of this can be some of that energy increase and that energy update that you're going through. I've had lots of people complain about this. I've had lots of people say that this week has been so crazy, or this week has been so chaotic, or this week at work has been nuts. It's because all of this energy is coming through, and we are just kind of like not trying to curl. It's chaos magic, chaos energy, and we're just like ignorantly bliss to it and just kind of going through the day and going through the motions without trying to harness it all. So my goal for you guys this weekend, and some people say you have to have all of this figured out, like you have to do moon spells and moon magic and moon upgrades before the full moon, or before, and today is, the full moon is I think at 11:14 a.m., so it's already passed. But I don't believe that. I believe that energy stays. I believe that you have up to 2 to 3 days to do all this. I would suggest putting moon water out tonight, because just get a glass jar and fill it full of water and stick it out in this energy. And you could find the exact time of the eclipse if you want to. But I just feel like this energy is going to be crazy fun. Now, what you do with that water afterwards is you can drink it for the next couple days, or you can water things with it, put plants in it, put crystals in it, do all that kind of stuff with it. There's lots of stuff you can do with moon water. And also too, I would put your crystals out if you have crystals, and this energy would totally clear them. And so it's going to be awesome, you guys. I don't want to like scare you or make it scary for you, because it's not scary. It's just what I kind of funly call chaos magic. And I think it's really powerful, and you guys need to kind of harness it and use it for yourself. And also too, I'm going to go over a little bit. I'm going to a website that talks about how each sign is going to deal with this. So, but I'm just going to get a short synopsis of it, because I don't want to copy or anything like that. So I'll put a link. It's just at ABC News. It's the only one I could really find. But so for Aries, this is going to be kind of a spotlight shining for you. You are going to give and receive important energy for this. So this is going to be kind of like your time to shine. And also too, Taurus, this is one of your times to shine too, because this is an important period of your life, because it is in the Taurus season. And so this is going to be significant around your partnerships and your commitments and your unions. So like if there's like a partner of some sort, and this is going to be either the ending or a new beginning for that. Cancer is, the universe is bringing you some passion. It's going to be likely, a lot of these say that they're romantic, or love is going to spark, or creativity is going to come to your life. So kind of get ready for that. Leo, you are going to feel lots of emotion during this time. So it may rock your world. It may rock your domestic life or your family life. So just kind of set the intention that you're not going to let it, and ask for help if you need to. Virgo, this is going to get you, this is going to catapult you out of your rut, and you are going to be able to create a whole new world. So get your magic together and start setting that intention. It will make it so you get ideas and creativity and important. So make sure that you really listen to your intuition. And Libra, this is going to be a good time for you to check your bank account or your monies or your financial situation. So you'll be either offered a new job, or you'll start to hustle at your job, or you'll start a new business. And you need to listen to what your next move is going to be, because you're going in the direction of abundance. Now, Scorpio, this is going to be it says this lunar eclipse has found its home in your zodiac sign. So I guess the lunar eclipse is in Scorpio, even though the full moon is in Taurus, in the Taurus area. So this has kind of got Scorpio and Taurus signs with it. So watch for significant breakthroughs or breakdowns during this time, depending on how you want to harness that energy. So listen to your intuition and listen. This is your time to listen. Make sure you listen to yourself, listen to your body, know what you need, because this is a time when lots of times you really need to focus on listen to what your body is telling you. For Sagittarius, this is the time for you to slow down. This is going to feel difficult for you. It's going to be a time with lots of chaos, lots of anxiety, which I totally felt this week because I'm a Sagittarius. So it's not time to, it's going to bring up some past fears for you and some anxieties for you. So make sure that you check into your mental and physical health at this time. Capricorn, you are going to take on whatever's around you. So be careful about who you hang out with and what social circles you are in, because this is going to kind of compound on that. Aquarius, this is going to ignite a fire for you and your ambitions, and you're going to have full drive for public recognition. You're going to want to be seen. This is your time to be seen. This is when you're going to be like, okay, I'm ready for it. And so if you kind of feel like you've been in a rut, this is your time. Pisces, this is going to be a renewed sense of freedom. With this lunar eclipse, you're going to be really lucky, and you also are going to have some courage and to step out of your comfort zone. Now, the guy who mostly said, I kind of did a synopsis on this, but this is, I will put the link of where you can find this. But the guy who, I'm trying to find the name of the guy his name is Thomas, but it's at abc.go.com. And this is where he kind of talks about his name is Thomas, and he talks about the different signs and what they mean for you. So, you guys, I hope that helps. I know this is a short podcast today, but I really honestly, like I said, I am not an astrologer. This is not my strong point, but I know it is true. I know when I was little, I was so infatuated with the signs and Scorpio and Sagittarius and all of that, and I used to be so infatuated with full moons and things like that, because I know it's truth. I know in the core of my soul, my ADHD does not let me or love the science about it, but I love the energy around it. I cannot deny when it happens, the energy, which makes sense because I'm a medium and I feel spirits and see spirits around me. So it makes sense that I feel and see the energy when this happens. The scientific stuff bores me to death. But so I can't really sit here and explain this is why it happens. This is why it happens. So I'm just giving you like kind of a recap of what happens. What I can't deny is the energy that I feel when it happens. And when we combine all these three energies today, it's gonna be phenomenal. So I suggest you take what you can do and try and harness that energy for today, and let it work for you. Set the intention out there that it works for you, not against you, because it's a very strong energy. So yeah, this is awesome. I love you guys so much. And I am coming up with a course coming up pretty soon called The Connection. If you didn't get the email, my monthly email, it talks all about it. It's going to teach about how to connect. This is going to be it's going to be an 8-week course online. I'm going to do lives. I'm just pouring my heart and soul into it, because I just know every time I do a spirit circle or every time I do a gathering, people have all these questions about how to connect or how to start their own business. And this is going to be for beginners and advanced alike. So there's going to be different options. Beginners can get readings from the advanced if the advanced people want to do the readings. It's just going to help you learn how to connect to your own personal connection, learn how to connect to your own people, your own spirits, and also if you want to help others and start a business and do readings, it's going to kind of help with that too. It's my passion to help people figure it out on their own so they don't have to go to psychics and mediums all the time. I think psychics and mediums are great. I am one, and I do think that they are great tools. I go to a psychic every year or a medium every year to validate and make sure I'm going in the right direction. But I do want you to know that if you start to go to psychics, and if you're having a hard time in your life and you do go about every 3 or 4 months, that's okay too. But honestly, mediums are different. Mediums connect you to your lost loved ones, and you can talk to. But if you are seeking out psychic help for everyday stuff or every little thing, you're giving away your power. You're giving away your power, because you need to stop and listen to your intuition. And that's what this connection is all about. It's to help you figure out your own connection so you don't have to give away your power. So I love you guys so much. I hope this helps. I hope that you harness the magic today and make a great creation of things to come. Set your intention. And I just saw the celebrity astrologer that I just read all those astrologies from, or all those things from, is named Kyle Thomas. And he is known for his cosmic guidance among celebrities and business online influencers. So he was on Good Morning America. So I love you guys so much, and I will see you next week. If you like this episode of Spunky Spirit, please hit the subscribe button so you never miss the next one. And if you think this episode will help somebody, please share it in your social media.